G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to do a couple of 3D blooms for you today, and I'm going to try and get the wispiest, the most delicate, the most transparent blooms that I can. So this is going to be the first test, okay? I've just mixed up my resin. It is the Let's Resin Fast Cure. Probably got too much here. I haven't let it sit and get warm or anything. I've just mixed it for 4 minutes and then started the video. So you don't need to have it too deep when you're doing your blooms. I'm just going to put 20 grams in there. Pop it on my little scale off camera here. It's a bit messy, my scale. It's covered in paint and resin and all kinds of things. So we'll just pop it over here on the side. So it has got 20 grams in it. And these have got, well, they've got a little bit. Probably got enough there for another one. So, yeah, I'm not going to do them too dark. I may do a second layer. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. So 20 grams in there. And I'm going to see what it looks like with just 1 drop of bloom. If you look at the back, it says 1 drop of bloom pigment paste for every 10 grams. So 20 grams would ideally be 2. But I just want to see if I can... I want to see what it looks like with just 1 drop because I want to get it really wispy. So I'm going to be careful I don't squeeze too hard. Just give it a bit of a squeeze until it comes to the... Put it over here. Give it a bit of a squeeze till it works, well, till it works its way down. And we'll just do 1. See what that's going to look like. Like I said, I want to do it really wispy. Now, before I get that going, I want to do a little bit of ink. I'm going with the Sigwong. I don't want it very dark. Don't want my colors very dark. So generally with the Sigwong, just from Amazon, they're not that highly pigmented. So I thought that would be good for what I'm doing today. Don't want too much color, so just a couple of drops of each color. So that can just sit there and do its thing while I should have done it earlier. That can just sit there and do its thing while I'm mixing my white. And I've chosen to use like a bit of a dirty stick so we can see what the color's looking like. Is that spreading nicely? It says resin colorant. Not sure if it's an alcohol ink or not. Maybe not. I kind of wanted them to spread like that. Like I didn't want it, you know, too dark of an edge. I may give it a little bit of a swirl. So I've got a toothpick, but I'm not going to touch the bottom. I'm just going to kind of swirl the top of the resin, just to kind of break it up a little bit. Just so that I don't get that harsh edge. I don't want a harsh edge. Okay, we'll see what that looks like. I'm going to have to try. It's still quite dark. I didn't want it quite that dark. I might try the Ranger inks next time. So like I said, this is attempt number 1. I'll try the Ranger inks next time. They are very, very pale, very not highly concentrated. And sometimes the color just vanishes. But anyway, we'll just try this for now. Let's have a look at the white. I'll put it over here onto this colored bit of my stick. See, it's very, very transparent. anyway, we'll just try that. 1 drop. Just experimenting today with getting something really light and wispy. And as I said, I'm not waiting for my resin to warm up. I want it to still be quite runny and move well. I don't want it to be too thick so that it doesn't move. That's that. I'm going to put just a little bit of this purple glass glitter in the center. I like using something that's, you know, glass or stone because it's not going to float away. All right, that's that. This is Ice Resin Glass Glitter by Ranger. Okay, let's just poke that in a bit. The resin is, you know, it is quite a thick resin. It's a 1-to-1. It's quite a thick resin. So it's the glitter's even just sitting on top. But anyway, let's just spread it out a little bit. Okay, here we go. I was kind of almost deciding or thinking maybe I should use do 2 layers of piping, but that'll be another experiment. Just do 1 layer today. Okay, so the color is kind of vanishing, isn't it? It is dissipating, that color for sure. it is going. Spread it out a little bit more. Don't want any big blocks of color. Okay, let's get on with this. Now, how to pipe. I think I just want to do just like big kind of petals like this. Probably will just get my stick and pull through the stick in a minute. Basically just, I don't know, it's just it's a small mold, so you can't really do that much to it. But like I said, delicate. We'll try for delicate. All right, let's just pull some of these through. Give it a bit of a swirl in the middle, and that's it. I'm going to leave it. We'll just see what happens. Now, because the resin's not, I haven't waited for it to thicken, you know, normally get to like 30 or 35 degrees Celsius. I haven't done that today. And that's another reason why I made the resin not very heavy, because if you use a lot of your paste, it's heavy and it sinks in a thin resin. So I'm just trying to have the white less heavy, the resin a little thinner, and we'll see what happens. It is starting to move. Not that happy with my colors, but yeah, we'll try again next time, and I'll use different, I think, alcohol inks, because they might just be a little bit less concentrated. Right, let's go down and have a little look. Now, because this mold is quite a deep mold, my live edge mold, you could, if you wanted to, put another layer on once this has cured a little bit, and do some more blooms. But we'll see what it looks like. See how it spreads. See how it moves. And then I'll decide. It's a bit hard to see, isn't it? White petals on a white mold. It's a bit tricky to see. Anyway, I will catch up with you in a few hours, and we'll see what it's doing, and then we'll make a decision of what to do next. Right, it's the next day. I got sidetracked doing other things, but I have mixed up some more resin to do the next layer. And I'm trying to decide if I want to add any more color or not. So I've made up some more of the Let's Resin Fast Cure. Now, because it's a pretty thick resin, as you're stirring, it gets a lot of bubbles in it. So if your resin's really bubbly, your petals, when you unmold, they kind of be spotty looking, like they've been dotted or something. I think it's from the bubbles. So if you try and use a really bubble-free resin, you'll get a better effect. Otherwise, it's hard to explain. You'll know if you've seen it. It's like speckled. So anyway, I popped this just in my vacuum chamber for a few minutes, just to get it nice and clear. So I haven't really waited. I mixed the resin for 4 minutes. I popped it in my vacuum chamber for probably 3 minutes. I've put 15 grams in there. So when I did the first layer, I did 20 grams with 1 drop. Now I'm going to do 15 grams with 1 drop, just to make it a little bit darker, because I can hardly see those petals. I think I probably made it a little bit too transparent. Just dividing my resin here. I think I'll just do the 2 layers of petals. And I don't think I'm going to need a background. I think I just want to keep it just clear. I did mix up for these 2. I mixed up 50 grams of part A and 45 grams of part B. And that's enough for my second layer. Let's make sure that's to the edge there. The mold's only probably half full, so if you wanted to, you could by all means still go and do a top layer, you know, of some purple or some red, metallic silver, gold, whatever color you're wanting to do. I'll just clean off my little stick here and then I can use it again. Okay, so that can just sit there for a minute. So nice and bubble free. I think it will give a better result by doing it like that. If you haven't got a vacuum chamber, you can use, you know, the Resiners bubble-free machine as well. All right, let's just squeeze this a few times until the resin comes to the tip. It's about half full at the moment, so it's got to be careful I don't squeeze too much in. Oh, there it goes. Here we go, 1 drop. So we'll see what that looks like. So that's 1 drop in 15 grams. You could do 1 drop in 10 grams if you wanted it a little bit darker. 1 drop in 15 grams if you want it like medium, or 1 drop in 20 grams, which I did, but you can, you know, it's very, very transparent. Depends if you really want that really, really wispy look, you could do less paste. But let's just try it in the middle. Normally I just do 1 drop per 10 grams, but because I'm doing the 2 layers, I want to be able to see, you know, the petal in the previous layer. So I'm not doing it too dark, that first layer. We should be able to see the second layer through the first layer and just give that more of a 3-dimensional kind of a look with the petals. So that one, you can still see through it. Still transparent. Okay, let's pour that into the little piping bag here. And yeah, I've only got 15 grams, but I don't think I'll need any more than that. It's only 2 little coasters, and we don't put a lot of, we don't use a lot of white. We'll just leave it up to the resin to let it spread. A thin line of white. If you've got a good resin, it'll move and it'll really spread out that thin little line. It'll really spread it out. That's the idea of the bloom. Of course, if your resin's too thin or your white's too heavy, that line will just sink straight down instead of spreading out. All right, let's snip the end off this. I'll just use this paper towel that I've cleaned my stick on. I don't think that's quite big enough. I don't know, can you see that? It's about 4 millimeters wide, I guess, 3, 4, hard to say, because the plastic bag's got a bit of a seam on it as well, a seam down the side. That'll be all right. Okay, so it's not feeling warm at all, it's just how it is. I'm not going to add any more colour. We'll just leave it like that. Alrighty, so I'm going to try and sort of, I don't know, I'm just going to, I can't really see the other petals underneath, so I'm just going to kind of do this. I don't need any in the middle. Try and just do this sort of a wispier, kind of like that. So that's all I need. Now with my little silicone brush, just going to smooth that little blob. So what you could do, and I'll smooth this blob too where I started. So what you could do like in here with this petal, see these ones, just like that. To make the inner petals, and then with your outer petals you could do something different. You could just do, you know, you could just do this. You don't have to have the same, you don't have to like go all the way through. You know what I mean? If you just want to have things slightly different without disrupting your inner layer, you could just do this. And just a little bit of an effect there. See, what do you think? I think that'll be really pretty. I've never tried that before. I've always gone like straight through everything, but today I thought, oh, I wonder what'll happen if I just do my lines individually. So that's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Little torch. Get those little bubbles out. They're from the white, from when I was stirring my white. I created a few little bubbles, but at least they're only in the white. And that's it. Right, spray the little tip of that silicone with some alcohol, give it a clean, pop it away. Okay, so that's it, you guys. Oh, I hope it's going to be pretty. Yeah, so like I said, if you wanted to, in your next layer, you could just do like a dark layer, but I want to see through. I want to be able to just have that really pretty, delicate look, and then you can see the crystals on the outside. If you wanted to fill, like if you wanted to have a thicker coaster, you could just put clear over the top so that you've actually got, you know, more of a thicker coaster. But it's quite a thick mold, and I think that 2 layers will be just fine. You can see how it's already blooming there nicely. That's just a bit of glitter or something in there. I'll take you down so that you can have a closer look. I think that 1 drop in 15, oh, get your fingers out of the way, woman. I think the 1 drop in 15 looks more bloom-like, a little bit darker. You can see it's spreading beautifully already, but because it's not very heavy, you know, 1 drop in 15 grams, I'm gonna get that bubble, it's spreading. You can see it's spreading, it's not dropping straight down, and that's because I've used a thick resin and I've only used a little bit of white paste. So there you go. All right, I'm going to cover these, and we'll unmold in a few hours. 4 hours it says to demold. All right, see you soon. Okay, it's been a few hours, and look how it's closed. It's closed all the way, like it's moved that much. It's bloomed beautifully. I think this layer is going to be prettier than the first layer. Anyway, pop you back up on the tripod here on my little phone holder. It's a boom arm that goes across the table if anyone's interested. It stands on legs. It's got legs like that, and then it's got a pole, and it's got a big long pole like that, which comes out over my table, and I put my phone in that. So yeah, boom arm. All right, let's start. Let's start. I'll put you over there. Let's move on with you. I've got a piece of black card just so that we can see properly for the first time, and then I can move it away. Yeah, I think these petals are going to be prettier. But see, I haven't filled it all the way. You could if you wanted to fill it, but I'm just keen to see what it's going to look like. Oh, look at those edges. They're so pretty. So pretty. My petals have gone right out to these edges here, and of course you're not going to see that on the other side. All right. Are we ready? Try not to touch the front. I will link my small live edge mold for you down below if you are interested in getting yourself one of these. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Do you think it's pretty? All right, here we go. Ready? Oh my gosh, you guys. Look how gorgeous that is. Wow. Oh my goodness. So you can see how this first layer here, hopefully you can see it, it's pretty delicate. You can just see the edges there. And, you know, what I wanted to do was have it thin enough, transparent enough, so that you could see the petals underneath. And there's my little bit of purple glitter. Some of the purple, like some of the coloured glitters, stones, they'll actually lose their colour. They're just like cheapies. I prefer just to stick to gold and silver because I've tried a few different colours and they bleed. So you can't really see that it's purple. I think it was just like a crushed glass and they've coloured it, and as soon as it goes in, the resin and all the colour comes out. But that's okay. We got a little bit of sparkle there, and if you wanted to, and I may do it actually, is put a little bit of silver all the way around. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so there it is without any colour on it. You can't really see because, you know, I'm just holding it above nothing. But look at the crystal edge, you guys. How pretty is that crystal edge? All right. Let's do the next one. You sit over there for a minute. Are you ready? I'm expecting it to be the same. Seems I did the same thing. I'm so impressed with this second layer of petals. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do all my blooms like this now. I'm not even going to wait for it to warm up. I'm just going to do them. Look, you can see my fingers right through it. Very, very delicate and pretty. Here we go. Okay, there it is. It's so pretty. It's very similar to the other one. Very similar to the other one. Don't know that you could really tell them apart. Very pretty. I need 2 bits of black paper. All right, let's go for a little walk around the room and I will just show it to you in some different lights. I think I do prefer this one. I don't know why. Do I? This one, the glitter's not quite in the center. But I think the colors... Oh, I don't know. Which one do you prefer? All right, let's just stick with it. This one will do. The glitter's more in the center. Okay, go over here, away from those bright lights. I'll put it in front. Actually, maybe if I can hold it, I don't know how this will go. Probably won't be able to see anything really. Not really. In front of the window. Nope, that's terrible. Terrible, Muriel, just terrible. There we go. I do have a black bench here. So, it's so pretty. Love it. Now let me know what you think. Should I put some silver around the edge? Just around the top edge. Kind of pick up the silvery glittery in the middle, but you know, you don't need to. I think it's sometimes less is more. There's a lot going on. We've got the crystal edge, we've got the double layer of white petals, we've got the pink, we've got the purple, we've got the crushed glass in the center. So there's a lot going on. Sometimes, yeah, less is more. It's gorgeous and shiny on the top there, as you can see. Beautiful. Love it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. And yeah, we've learned something about blooming today, haven't we? We don't need to wait. As long as we make as long as we've got a thick resin and a very transparent bloom paste and a bit of luck. All right. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. See you all real soon for the next video. Bye for now.